She clung to the trunk like some pale, twisted creature. The lights came on as that thought raced through my head, but there seemed to be some sort of haze in the room. I was too terrified to go out there, so I stayed awake for the rest of the night, debating whether to wake up my uncle. I never did. Morning came and, for some reason, it felt a lot safer. Maybe because of the daylight. Maybe because my uncle was awake. Or maybe because my aunt was gone. "Hey, sport," my uncle said as he prepared breakfast. "How'd you sleep?" "Actually, I wanted to talk to you. What's the deal with Aunt Marie?" I asked reluctantly. I didn't care much about her otherwise, but that incident the night before had really messed me up. And if it was her, I needed to know why she did that. "What'd she do?" he asked, his face now full of concern. "I'm pretty sure she snuck into my bed and tried to scare me," I told him sternly. My uncle let out an audible sigh, then sat down across from me, glancing left and right, as if to make sure the coast was clear. "Marie had well, an accident a couple years back. She hasn't really been the same since, but believe me, what you saw yesterday was her good side. She has her good days and her bad days, but honestly, I don't know if we could ever handle another bad day." My uncle's voice started to trail off. "Well then, what's she like on her bad days? Because last night was not okay. She snuck into my bed. I think I need to call my parents," I said, realizing my uncle didn't seem to be taking this very seriously. "Where is she anyway? Where does she go during the day?" "Oh, she's here," he said, his voice dropping to a hushed tone. "She never actually leaves home." He pointed toward the backyard wilderness. "They'll call your parents, Bud, but I should have known better than to let you come here. But she insisted." "Who?" I asked, now completely confused. "Your mom. Uh, she was very persistent that we take you for the week. But I knew better, with her sister acting this way lately." Silence consumed both of us. "Well, we better take the high road here, eh, sport?" he said, as he dialed the phone, only to be met with no answer. Straight to voicemail. "Well, I'll circle back and try again later," he muttered. I didn't respond. My eyes drifted toward the back window, to the tangled green wilderness my uncle had pointed to earlier. Trails cut through the brush, narrow, uneven paths disappearing into the dark. That's when my cousin showed up, arms full of toys, grinning like nothing stranger had happened the night before. He wanted to play, but my mind was still on those trails. So, I struck him a deal. "We can play if we go outside first." His grin faltered. "Out- Outside? Back there?" He glanced at the window, shifting uneasily. "I don't really go into the woods." "Come on," I pushed, trying to sound casual. "It'll be quick. Promise." He hesitated, then finally nodded. So we slipped out the back door. The air was cooler out there, damp, with the smell of pine and soil. Each step down the worn path made the house feel farther away, muffled by the forest. My cousin clutched a toy in his hand, but kept darting nervous glances at the trees, his excitement from earlier long gone. I tried to act steady, though I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched by something. The trail seemed to swallow us whole, and somewhere off to the left, I swore I heard a shuffle, like something moving just out of sight. I tightened my fists and kept walking. Not much further in, we heard it. High-pitched laughter, broken, drifting from the trees like a breeze. It carried the same edge I remembered from the night before, and I knew, without needing to say it was Aunt Marie. My cousin's eyes widened. Let's go back, he whispered, but something pulled me forward. We followed the winding trail, the laughter fading into the silence again, until we came across a small clearing. The ground was littered with makeshift shelters of branches and cloth, a circle of stones blackened by old fires, bones and feathers strung up from twine. It wasn't just a campsite. It was a place someone had lived, the place of someone who didn't want to be found. I swallowed hard, my voice low. She's been out here, I said. My cousin shook his head, backing away. This is wrong. We shouldn't be here. That's when I noticed the pile near the fire pit. Small shirts, tiny pants, worn from soft age. Austin's baby clothes. He saw them too, and his face went pale, the toy dropping from his hand. Then, without a word, he bolted. Austin! I shouted, spinning to chase after him. One movement in the trees stopped me cold. At first, I thought it was a massive bird, hunched high in the branches, but then it shifted, and I saw her, Aunt Marie, grinning from ear to ear, eyes wide and gleaming. She clung to the trunk like some pale, twisted creature. For a moment, she just stared at me, unblinking, her smile stretching impossibly wide. Then she let go. The crack of her leg snapping onto the forest floor made my stomach lurch, but instead of screaming, she erupted into laughter, raw, hysterical, echoing through the trees as she writhed in the dirt. I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe. Her laughter rolled through the clearing as she dragged herself closer, her broken legs twisting unnaturally against the earth. Dirt smeared on her face, but that crazed grin never faltered. I stumbled back, but my body wouldn't obey. My vision tunneled, black creeping at the edges. The last thing I saw was Aunt Marie's wild eyes locking onto mine, her expression manic and gleeful, as she clawed her way over to me. Then everything went dark. I woke with a jolt, my stomach turning. My arm, my whole arm, was shoved halfway down Aunt Marie's throat, her jaw stretched wide around it, her broken legs flapping violently against the dirt as she let out guttural, choking laughs. Panicked, I yanked myself free. My skin came out slick and burning, coated in a thick, black goo that dripped from her mouth and hissed as it hit the cold earth. More of it spilled down her chin, bubbling as she gagged and laughed at the same time. I turned and ran. The forest was cold and dark, shadows swallowing up the path. Behind me came the sound of her shattered limbs smacking against the ground. She was moving, faster than she should have been, skittering like a spider on those flapping, broken legs. Her laughter cut through the night, closer and closer, until I slammed into someone, hard. Strong hands grabbed me before I hit the ground. A flashlight beam cut through the dark, blinding me for a second. A uniformed officer's voice shouted, Got him! He raised a whistle to his lips and blew it, sharp and piercing. The sound echoed through the woods, and more lights flickered in the distance as the search team closed in. For the first time in what felt like forever, I felt safe. Thank you for staying until the end of the show. I appreciate you giving me some of your time, and I look forward to seeing you again. If you can tell me what you enjoyed about today's episode, that will help me so I can know what things to give you more of. This story came from Reddit user landobandoz, a rather electrifying follow-up to the first part of the story that you really should give a listen to, just in case you forgot what is wrong with Aunt Marie in the first place. And if you want to listen to more of my voice, you can listen to all the episodes in the series here. If you have a story that you would like to recommend to me, you can reach out to me via Reddit, Discord, or email. Those methods of communication will be placed for your convenience down below. Again, if you enjoyed today's episode, tune in for the next story or just go back and watch the last one. But until then, I hope you watch the shadows that lurk just beyond your sight. Thank you for listening, and to all, a good night.